look at your life, the summation of everything in your life, your finances, your peace, your understanding, your excellence, your relationships, everything in your life is a sum total of your paradigm. It's an uncomfortable truth many people will not want to admit, but it's true. Apostle, nothing is working, no friends in my life, no favor in my life. There is an inaccurate understanding or a poor understanding you are sustaining. Listen, your ignorance is a seed. You can plant it in your mind and it will bring you a bumper harvest. Let me tell you what ignorance produces: pain, frustration, disappointment. These are all harvests of the seed of ignorance. It's rainy season all the time in your mind. Your mind has no dry season. It's rainy season all the time. Capacity to produce anything. There's no barrenness with the mind. There's only wrong seeds planted in the mind. Listen, the greatest miracle that can happen to you outside of salvation is not the healing of your body. Listen carefully. There are people with no legs who are changing the world. There are people with no eyes who are changing the world. But there is nobody with an unfruitful mind who can change the world. The worst thing that can happen to a man is not his eyes missing, not the legs, not the mouth. There is a scientist, I don't know his name, who had a disease that literally crippled him. Yet he's one of the smartest scientists in the world. Nothing else in your life is worth crying for till you lose your mind. The worst sickness in life is madness, not blindness. Not blindness, madness. If I give you 1 billion and I make you mad, have I blessed you? Please talk to me. Yes. There are people who have built empires. In fact, there's a book like that, Empires of the Mind, and it's worth reading. Very powerful book. You have to learn and understand this mystery called the mind. Many believers are not interested. Like some of you probably are. As I'm talking now, you're like, oh mind, bring another thing now. Look, you will never be great. I'm sharing with you the principles that I have lived by. You have seen the anointing and the grace of God upon my life. I'm showing you the other sides to these success systems, because many people just think, oh, these people are just privileged. No, sir, these are systems. They make your life and your outcome predictable. You never truly rise above your mindset. You never truly rise. Underline the word truly. You never truly rise above your mindset. You may jump above it for a while, but I assure you, you will never truly rise. Your life will only rise to match the level of your mindset, no matter how you manipulate it. Your mindset is what shows the quality of your life. I wrote down something here I want you to listen to. I don't know if you can have the speed to write it, but listen first. If you attempt to change your life without changing your mind, your mindset will compel behaviors that will force your life to return back and reflect the level of your mind. You know how you pull a rubber ring? You can pull it and it becomes elastic and you think it will remain like that. The moment you push it, what happens? It returns back. That's how many people are. If you attempt to change your life, change your shoe, change your suit, change your hair, change watch, change cars, and all these mundane things that we use around to prove that you are successful, you attempt to change them first without changing your mind will cause them to disappear until your life returns back to the level of your mind. See, I have seen this thing work too many times. I've given this example here, I believe. Have you seen someone that you used a dress for 1 year and people would think you just sold it because the dress is reflecting the quality of your mindset? That maintenance culture of excellence reflected on the dress. Carry it as a gift and give a tongue-talking careless believer who is not prepared to work on their minds, give them 2 weeks. You know what you see? The shirt will reflect their mind. They won't iron it, they won't wash it, the color will change, they won't care. It will tear, they won't sew it. Later on you will check and see that they now use it to wash a car. 2 months. Hollandis that you spend money to buy, you decided to sew it. In 2 months they are using it to wash motorcycle. That's the mindset. So that person's mindset changed that fabric to come back to the level. In my life, I've had the privilege by the grace of God to bless people financially. Usually they come and they tell you, sir, I have an idea, I have this, if you only give me this money, I will never return back. And I look at them and I say, what is your idea of success? Because you think all you need to be great. And I'm correcting many of us here right now, because there are people about to make that mistake. You think all you need is 100,000, 200,000. If it left you, it is not your hand that took it away, it's your mind that took it away. So you must correct something in your mind first before having it back. Are we together now? The most difficult person to help is the man who is resistant to positive mental transformation. The most difficult person to help, the most difficult person to help is the man who is resistant to positive mental transformation. The moment you find a man who is resistant to change in terms of mindset, you have found a man who has defined himself as being hopeless. I have seen great people rise and didn't pay attention to rise first in the mind. I've seen people inherit money. I've seen people win lottery, millions of dollars, and their mindsets created behavioral patterns that drove everything away from them. Having physical things without a transformed mind is like having a jeep without knowing how to drive. It's not if you will have accident, it's when. Are we together now? You can manage to navigate your way driving nonsense and arrive safely, and then one day you decide to pack passengers and travel. That's the day you die. You see that? And you can die the death of a fool. Listen, packaging without mental upgrade will lead to frustration. Write it, Nigerians. Packaging without mental upgrade will lead to, I was almost saying like lead to Nigeria, will lead to frustration. Packaging, you know what we call packaging? Paying attention to the physical form. Now it is important. Appearance is important. Appearance is the seed for acceptance. So don't ignore. Appearance is important because it is the seed for acceptance. Joseph had to shave his beard to stand before Pharaoh. So acceptance is the seed. Appearance is the seed for acceptance. However, packaging, having physical things around you. Now listen, many of us young people have a very big, there's a big mistake we're making. Everybody wants to buy a car. Everybody wants to buy a shoe. Oh, that great man is wearing Versace, is wearing Gucci, wearing Louis Vuitton, and me too, I want to get all these designers. I want to, and then you now try and save and beg and steal and raise money, and then buy the shoe, buy the hair, buy everything. So physically you look. Let me tell you something. A great man and a great name are not the same. If your name is greater than you, you are in trouble. You must rise to get to the level of your name. I will make your name great does not mean you are great. It's a disappointing thing for your name to be greater than you. God makes your name great as an act of mercy so that you can quickly catch up. Are we blessed? The law of the mind. There's too much packaging. I know people who years ago as students were behaving like bankers. A student will buy a suit of 40,000 A student will not cook. No, I don't have that time. I don't like okra soup. Do you have that option? No. Whoever pays creates the rules. You cannot, somebody cannot pay and you say, I don't like okra. There are people who try to live a life. You have not built your mind. There are so many people holding briefcases today, arrogant people. You see them, they move around wearing suits, loitering our streets. You ask them, what do we do? Say, it depends on which company. I have 5 companies. I'm the CEO of this. What do you do? Well, we are into logistics. What do you mean logistics? Logistics is like saying I'm studying science. What do you do? I'm into real estate. What do you know about real estate? Well, my uncle gave me one land to sell. You are not into real estate. Are we together now? I am this, I'm into that. I'm one of, in fact, by the grace of God, it's just that I don't want to talk too loud. I'm one of the top fashion people in this town. Who knows you? Who has patronized you? We make too much noise, whereas our results cannot match it. It is better for people to have a low expectation over you and then your results shock them, than to make so much noise. I can cook for 1,000 people. Just give me this money. I know what I'm saying. Is it cooking? What is there in cooking? Then the food is smelling smoke all around. Burnt the meat, burnt the food, burnt everything. Packaging is good, but have content.